"Why does she have to be here?" said the snide voice. I was in a gaggle of women trying on dresses, and the she was talking about was me. When I was in the Navy, they sent me to Washington, D.C. I worked in Crystal City, and I had an apartment in Arlington. Now, in many places in the country, there are two places you can go for community: your house of worship or the local bar. Well, I found the bar for me. Great rock and roll, country music, fun people, line dancing, always something going on. It was wonderful. I immediately took up with this really cute cowboy named Bob. But what Bob didn't tell me was he was engaged to somebody else in the bar. Jill. Yeah. They'd been fighting, and he was acting out. Now, everybody in the bar loved them as a couple. And here comes Karen, that Jezebel. It's always easier to blame the outsider. Well, it ended just as quickly as it started, but the damage was done. Trust was broken, and they weren't sure how to go on from there. It seemed impossible. Now, he didn't tell me that he was engaged. This is not my fault. I could have easily just left that bar and gone to find another bar. And maybe been a little bit more careful. But I know myself, and I took at least some responsibility. Plus, I actually liked them both, and I liked them together. I wanted them to get married. So I kept going back to the bar, even though everybody was looking at me like I was some sort of homewrecker. Looking for a way to fix the problem. If only I stared at it long enough. Well, I think Jill kind of knew where my mind was. Because after a couple nights of this, she walks up to me and asks me to be a bridesmaid. You heard me. I was part of the problem here, and now I'm being asked to be a bridesmaid. I mean, how far do I have to go to fix everything? I agreed. Why, you may ask? Because I realized what she was asking me to do. I understood it, and I agreed. And thus started all the parties and the dinners and the showers and the dress fittings, which led to me being in a gaggle of women listening to snide comments. Nobody wanted me in this wedding, except for the bride. There was an obscene amount of fighting and wailing and just pressure and everything. I did not defend myself at all. I just let everything happen, and she held fast. I was the sixth bridesmaid. You can't say it, can you? I can't say it. I was number 6 that day. And I marched down the aisle, and I took my place at the front of the church, and I looked out over the crowd. All these people so happy for Bob and Jill, and so annoyed with having to look at me. And I realized that this was probably going to be the last time I saw any of them. And I was happy. I was happy because Jill had figured it out, and she pulled it off. You see, this was about power, and Jill had lost hers. By adding me to the wedding party, she caused a huge commotion. A huge commotion. She forced the other bridesmaids to accept me. She forced all the parents to back down. She forced her new husband to live with the fact that I was in his wedding. And she forced me the bad girl, to be in the wedding. Her will was absolute. It was a delicious display of utter domination. And as I stood there watching them get married and feeling so happy for them, I just marveled at the whole thing, because I knew that it was this day was the day the bride took her power back. Thank you.